Uma nova esperança. Uhum. Até porque nós temos um idiota a menos e um cristal a menos, né? Ou seja, agora só faltam 2 cristais. É exatamente os cristais que estão sendo protegidos por Bahamut e Odin. E aí?
Clive, you're back.
I am.
Uhum.
And with glad tidings for once. Hugo Kupka is no more.
Well, I'll be. All of our comrades who lost their lives back at Sid's place be smiling down at you right now.
Uhum.
Stole us from Lubor saying Drake's fang had fallen. I expect that was your doing as well, was it?
Uhum.
It's a long story.
One for the history books, I'll bet.
Welcome home, Clive.
It's good to be back. You look better.
I feel it. Which means I'm coming on your next little adventure. You're not leaving me behind again.
Wouldn't dream of it.
É, só não exagera muito.
Any word on the royalist movements since I've been away?
Shouldn't you be putting your feet up? If you really want to know, go and have a word with Vivian.
Thank you. I will.
Olá rapaziada, como é que vocês estão? Espero que sejam bem-vindos a mais um episódio de Final Fantasy XVI. E neste episódio, depois da morte de Kupka, tá todo mundo feliz, né? Porque ele arregaçou com o último esconderijo, matou um monte de gente, então tá um clima de comemoração no esconderijo. E falando em comemoração, algumas pessoinhas precisam saber, inclusive uma certa visita ao túmulo de nosso querido Cid, para que a alma dele descanse e saiba disso também. Só que é claro que a própria filha dele não vai querer ir lá por alguns motivos bem pessoais, então ela resolveu que vai colocar um projeto que tanto ela quanto o pai queriam que fosse feito, para ser feito. Um navio? Bem, só sei que esse projeto vai nos levar a uma grande aventura, porque a gente vai ter que coletar um monte de material, a gente vai ter que coletar um monte de missão, e aproveitando que vai ter uma enxurrada de missão secundária, uma enxurrada de caçada pra fazer, a gente já vai fazer tudo, a gente já vai melhorar armas, a gente já vai melhorar equipamento, a gente já vai melhorar tudo, vai fazer o máximo de coisa possível antes que esta calmaria já acabe e venha com a tempestade. Mas antes de mais nada, vamos ao nosso pequeno top padrão. Pega um petisco, chama os amigos e bora se divertir, mas antes deixa aquele joinha que esse coração, se não for inscrito, aproveita e se inscreve, bora lá. Tem coisa nova, né? Tem Malkin. Terror Alma. Colina da Morte. Local desconhecido. Mandíbula da Alméquia. Se não me engano, nós ainda temos aí como fala? Mais um ponto que dá pra caçar. A gente conseguir fazer aquele outra armadura que falta. Mas antes eu quero ver ela. Vamos avançar um pouquinho. Se for aquela paz e tranquilidade, vamos fazer.
And with hardly a scratch on him.
I may have picked up one or two.
Well, the fact that you came straight to me instead of visiting our resident physiker suggests that you picked up something more important. A scent. The scent of Waludas.
The very same. But whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the Royalists, he took them to his grave, as did his men, slaughtered by the orcs who'd taken over the Fang. Orcs, Vivian. I've never seen such creatures in Storm before. The Waluders must have ferried them over from Ash, but why? Why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home, the mother crystal of an allied nation, and let both fall? It makes no sense.
Do you know the tale of the blind men and the Adamantus? One can often be led astray by focusing too closely on individual details. One must instead see the bigger picture. And what bigger picture is there than my map?
Só tem mais 2 cristais.
The kingdom of Walud claims dominion over all of Ash. It is a nation forged by the bloody conquest of Barnabas Tharm, the dominant of Odin. The Canvarian War of Independence in 849. The Battle of the Twin Realms in 865. The Battle of Belinus Tor in 873. Wheresoever his armies fought, Odin was found where the fighting was fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dalmekian allies. Meanwhile, the Blight ravages great swathes of Ash. Yet warlike Walud shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched lands. So why go to the trouble of sending an army of orcs into the heart of Drake's Fang, only to make no attempt to claim the Mother Crystal for Walud? It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins. No. We have not seen the last of the Waluda standard. Odin will ride again. It is but a question of when. And on that day, who will be trampled underfoot? In summary, I know not to what end the Royalists betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme. A scheme tied to the ambitions of one man.
King Barnabas.
But there is no need to wallow in confusion. If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has volunteered to do just that by keeping an eye on the Royalists' movements.
He's really throwing himself into this.
Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do is await his reports. Well, not quite all in your case. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. Hugo Kupka is dead. The wounds he left that night are still raw, especially for those who lived with Sid the longest. Tell them that those wounds might finally begin to heal. Consider it the price of today's instruction.
I've never known you to be sentimental.
What can I say? I am only human. And we are, all of us, sentimental animals at heart.
I suppose we are. Very well. I'll go and spread the word.
É, por enquanto só as normal mesmo. Então vamos lá.
Ah, Clive. Have you come seeking the gift of knowledge?
No. To share mine, actually. Hugo Kupka is dead.
Oh, my. Can it really be true?
Look, he's crying. He is. baby.
And with good reason, children. These are tears of joy. We must offer up a prayer to your parents that the heavens might weep with us. There shall be no lessons today, only thanksgiving and merrymaking. Go, put away your things.
All right. Brilliant.
É, os pais desses molequinhos morreu no ataque do outro.
A new dawn has broken.
It has.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to share the good news.
Hippocrates. After Kuka fell, Ultima came to me. I need to know what he is. Have you learned anything?
Alas, no. And not for want of trying. I have scoured nigh every historical tome in our collection and found nothing. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact. One is almost tempted to conclude that such a creature never existed.
But I saw him with my own eyes.
I don't doubt that you did. Alas, it seems you are the only one who has. To others, he reveals naught. We see only that which he leaves in his wake, like some terrible force of nature beyond the ken of mortal man.
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power, I know not. But until I do, my investigations shall continue.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Aliás, faz tempo que a gente não fala com você pra saber como que tá o nível da coisa.
I have a few new notes that might interest you.
Muito tempo.
Now this,
Caramba.
I believe you will find most interesting.
Caramba.
You wish to study the tomes?
É, bastante coisa.
Did you learn everything you needed?
Uhum. Não li nada, mas tudo bem. Então, depois dá pra passar um tempo lendo, conhecendo melhor as coisas.
Well, someone looks pleased with himself. It's true what I'm hearing, then.
Nothing escapes you, Lady Karen. It's true. Kuka is dead.
No more looking over our shoulders, then. Good. I'm starting to get a crick in my neck. Don't let it go to your head, though.
Claro que não.
Well, don't just stand there gawping.
Menos atordoamento, mais ataque. Isso com o mais 2. Eu vou pegar.
You'll not find a better price
Só
than
pra eu ter
that.
uma noção. Cadê o meu... Tá tudo reabastecido? Tá tudo abastecido.
Oh, don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
What is it? I'm busy.
I wanted to tell you that Hugo Kuka is dead.
I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to hear those words. This is it then. A new beginning under a new Sid.
I'll try to live up to the name. Right. Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
Uhum. E você? Tem coisa pra eu fazer? Pra melhorar?
What's that for you, dear?
Melhorador 1. Essa daqui tá melhor. Essa daqui... Rebolo. Menos, mais atordoamento. Essa daqui dá melhorador, dá tudo. Vamos aqui então.
No scratches, right?
Rebolo tá dando menos dano, então não. Pra mim não compensa muito não. Coiote de caçador. O que a gente não tem é o cinto mata-dragão, que é 74,23, entendeu? E o cinto mata-dragão de Electron. Depois eu vou ver se eu consigo ir para um outro lugar e pegar. Se eu não conseguir pegar esse Electron, aí eu vou pegar esse daqui. Pra gente aumentar a defesa. Mal, porque assim, não compensa muito. Não dá pra coisa agora. Agora. Não compensa quase nada. Vai aumentar 1 de defesa. Não teria que pegar mesmo. É do outro lado. Teria que pegar mesmo o Electron. Eu acho que já tem a criatura pra eu conseguir pegar o Electron. É isso que eu quero saber. Aliás, renome?
How may I help you today, Clive? Your benefactors are a generous lot. Here you are.
350, mais 50 a gente aumenta o renome.
You barely sat down since you came home. Vivian got you running errands or something?
Just spreading the word.
So, the professor's got a soft side, has she? I'd never have guessed.
No. She was right, though. Everyone was glad to hear the news.
But you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully for knowing. Not least of all Sid. You should tell him.
You're right. I should. And I will.
Well, when you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tongs down in that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave.
Very well. I'll suggest it.
Vamos subir daqui mesmo. Eu já tô pensando em fazer todas as caçadas. Se abrir missão secundária agora pra fazer, eu tô pensando em fazer todas as caçadas já pra limpar aquele quadro.
If I don't come up with something soon. All right, Clive? What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
Displacement stack. Here.
And this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise.
Eu vou construir navio.
Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts making. The sack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
A full suit of armor, then. Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to.
Eu acho que ela quer terminar pra falar com ele. Acho que ela só quer ir lá ver o túmulo do pai. Se ela terminar isso pra poder falar pra ele que terminou. Assim eu espero. Né? E tem missão secundária que eu tô vendo daqui. O pontinho do... Como fala? Pontinho do negócio de livro. Aquilo lá sobe quando tem missão secundária.
Can I ask a favor?
Out with it.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
Krieger's teats. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy though. And I'll need help.
Ok.
Get Gavin in here, will you?
Right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, has she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need to do, exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual saw grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Valcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand collecting the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, and we can get this over with.
Soltando vapor. Eu tenho um material necessário?
You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of these 2 lucky souls is going with you?
Otto, Gavi. Ah, vamos com Gavi. O Gavi é da hora.
Gav, you're with me.
All right, then. So, where do we find this Stardust stuff?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
Southern reaches of the Velcroy, eh? That's down past Dalamil. I'll go and scout the place out. See about hiring us a wagon to bring the stuff back to.
All right. I'll meet you by the river.
While you're off having a paddle, I'll pick up the rest of the stuff from Blackthorn's supplier. Take care.
You two, eh? Don't go letting them fleece ya.
Fleece me? I like to see him try.
In your own time.
É para o rio ao sul de Velcoy. Bem, como a gente já vai fazer umas andanças, eu vou fazer o seguinte, vou dar uma olhadinha no que tem de bom ali. Da segunda. E já vou pegar... Eu vou tirar um print da lista do quadro que tá precisando caçar. Então temos... Anjo da Morte. Elfegor. Uma coisa feia assim. Uma outra. Pó de abelha. Ou sei lá que é isso. Uma coisa esquisita. Você. E você. Ninguém sabe. Que estranho. E você? Vai ter o que pra gente?
Quick look.
Em busca de justiça. Mais nada. Fermentando humores. Pública de Dalméquia. Vamos fazer assim. Vou pegar essa. Vamos pegar essa daqui? Vamos. Vamos pegar essas duas missões secundárias. Vamos pegar algum... perto. Prato assim. E aí a gente vai continuando nossa. Até porque a gente precisa viajar para o sul daqui, né? E aqui perto. Então a gente aproveita e já pega o que tem aqui perto de coisa. E vem a pergunta. Tem algum ser vivo? Tá aqui perto? Rosária Gatil. Dalméquia. Eu nem sei onde que fica isso. Logo após a foice, estrada conecta de Dalimigo. Pula. Logo após a foice, estrada que conecta aqui a mandíbula. Ou seja, deve ser por aqui assim. A gente tem um. E no casebre vazio. Os da Orava. Fica aqui. Também. Deserto Velcoy. Deserto Velcoy fica algum ponto aqui. E a gente vai ter um... Parou tudo? Em a mandíbula. Não, tem bastante aqui. Bastante. Fala. Pra caçar. Então vamos fazer a festa aqui em Dalméquia. O que você quer que a gente faça?
What's the matter?
It's my apprentice. He up and vanished while my back was turned. I'd go and look for him myself, but I've got a bakery to run. A bakery that's now short one pair of hands. Loath though I am to rely on the kindness of strangers, I'm at a loss. Please, will you see if you can find him?
I'll see what I can do. Do you know where he might have gone?
I wouldn't be surprised if he was off somewhere mooning at Drake's Fang. He used to work there, you see. Poor fool left his heart in its hollow.
All right. Then that's where I'll start.
Vamos ver. Exatamente aqui na mandíbula. Então, vou fazer o seguinte, vou viajar no mandíbula e vou começar a procurar os bichos. Vou começar a procurar essa criatura também. Que aí a gente já resolve essa missão. Aí a gente vai caçando aqui. Águia letal, não me interessa. Eu vou correndo, pegando os itens e vendo se a gente consegue encontrar alguém legal aqui. Desculpa. Não sei dirigir chocobo. Calma. Procura assistente do... Mesa de Draco. Tá em algum canto por aqui. Pera, aquilo ali? Não. Ah, você é um inimigo coisado. É um dos que a gente vai ter que casar. Cavaleiro das Lâminas, ranking A. Tome. Vamos, se recupera, meu filho. Toma. Ai, 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 ai. Caramba, agora que eu vi que é nível 20, 38. A gente tá 36. É só ele não espirrar mais forte. Ele não pode nem espirrar mais forte. Ah, cadê ele? Cadê ele? Cadê ele? Au! Vamos, 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 vamos. Toma! Caramba, foi muito XP. Quatro.
Those who kill for sport deserve no better.
Ou seja, amiguinho Cavaleiro das Lâminas já foi. Agora aqui em Dalméquia falta Belcoy, casebre vazio, Dalméquia, que é perto do campo de coisinha. A gente tem que achar onde tá essa criatura. E aí a gente vai vir por aqui assim até os campos de Corava. Eu acho que dá pra vir até os campos de Corava. Eu espero que sim. Agora eu vou te perguntar, onde é que tá o infeliz? Ah, tá ali.
Excuse me. What do you want? The baker sent me to find you.
I am a sorry, selfish sod, aren't I?
Como assim?
Certainly not a baker. Master must have ruled the day he took me in. Time was the sight of the fang used to calm my nerves. But now look at her.
I take it you missed the mother crystal.
I hated her, but she was all I knew. Worked her mines for years. And when she shattered, part of me shattered with her. I had to trade my pickaxe for a rolling pin. But I'm no good at baking. Every loaf I touch collapses. My bread's as hollow as I am.
Nossa.
She was the only thing that could fill the hole inside me. Oh, I loved her, damn it. But now she's gone. She's never coming back. What am I supposed to do? I ask her. How does a shell of a man learn to live again?
Expresse, lembre dos bons momentos, foque no seu trabalho, lembre dos bons momentos.
Try to remember the good times. Do that, and the mother crystal will be with you no matter where you are.
Even in the bakery.
Uhum.
What a fool I've been. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. You've opened my eyes. I have to get back there right away. Farewell.
Wait. Suppose you won't be needing an escort then.
Vamos lá, Ambrose.
Let's go.
Eu vou andando pra ver se não abre, como fala. Não aparece nada. Sim, mas ó. Eu não vou ficar andando com os trocentos mil. Eu espero que já dê. Eu espero que dê pra vir pra cá. Eu não vou ficar lutando com os trocentos mil bichos que tem aqui não. Eu só quero. Eu virei pro lado errado. Em vez de ir pra Campos da Cava, para esse daqui, tem que ir lá no final da foice. Então vamos lá para o final da foice. Não sei se eu vou conseguir caçar todos, mas eu vou tentar caçar o que eu puder. É porque eu tenho um em específico que eu quero para equipamento.
Playtime for the pack, is it? Let me introduce you to mine.
Primeiro quer que ele dê com os pequenos, depois ele vai vir, acho. Venha. Não vai parar de vir, não? Agora você vai vir, né? Vamos. Massagem. Nossa, só isso. Couro de Grimalkin.
That wasn't too bad, was it, Torgal?
Não, não foi tão mal assim não. Ele fica aqui no finalzinho do finalzinho do finalzinho. Bem, deixa eu ver o resto. Aê, achei. Os próximos. Eles ficam mais ou menos aqui, o campo da Corava. É que eu vim até aqui no campo da Corava, mas eles ficam exatamente aqui. Entendeu? O que a gente derrotou fica aqui. Tipo, fica um aqui, um aqui, um aqui. Aí derrotar eles. E aí vamos ver. Não faz esse barulho não, que eu odeio. Bosta. Ei, mano, júbilo. Caramba. Abelha resistente. Nenhuma já foi. Duas já foram. Pronto, mais uma. Agora já tem duas, né? Uma. Prontinho.
Peace at last.
Agora é só ver se não tem mais nenhuma pra gente pegar quem deu uma essa missão aqui.
Ah, there you are. The man who lit a fire under my wayward apprentice. Though I worry you might have stoked the flames a little too high. He damn near ran me down trying to get to my oven.
Master, it's ready. Behold the Drake's Balm. A truly unique creation.
I dare say it is.
Just look at it. A perfect likeness of the Fang herself. Her steepled peaks, her fulsome spurs, her inviting hollow. True,
A gruta
my load
convidativa.
collapse more often than not, but what's the Fang without her crater? Why, no Fang at all. And look, inside. She's filled to bursting with a bounty of beautiful crystals. Salt crystals! Master, I have found my purpose. I must use my work here to preserve the memory of the Fang.
Well, if it tastes half as unique as it looks, I'd certainly say
É
you're
importante
onto
que o gosto
something.
seja bom, né?
Not only is my apprentice back, but he's finally pulling his weight. With any luck, I might even have a new delicacy on my hands. I don't know how you did it, but you have my thanks.
Experimentando humores. Agora podemos fazer o seguinte. Vamos procurar a criatura. Eu acho que é aquilo ali.
Be safe.
É aquilo ali. Ups. Ele fica aqui. No finalzão do deserto. Nossa! Esse vai ser complicado. A impressão é essa merdinha é meio resistente. Essa merdinha é meio resistente. Ai. Nossa. É, ele tem chatinho. Matamos quase. Aí. Tá ficando na concha. É muito filho da mãe. Agora vamos pra cidade de novo. Pra gente poder se dar TP. Então. Tem mais alguém? Tá em down aqui, ó. Brados. Não, o Anjo da Morte fica em Sambrak. Belfegor fica em Rosária. Preto fica em Rosária. Severiano em Rosária. Rompedor dos Mundos não se sabe onde que fica. Eu acho que tem Delma que a gente já conseguiu dar um jeito. E não tem mais missão secundária. Então vamos lá.
Looks like I found the river. Now where's Gav?
Yeah!
Preguiça, né?
Be safe. Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this stardust stuff as we can. Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalamil, and they seem to think it was worthless. But if stardust is what Blackthorn wants, stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of this stuff lying about, just begging to be bagged.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
We shall. Race ya.
Colete poeira estelar. Cinco.
So this is stardust. It just looks like black sand to me.
Tem mais uma ali. Faltam duas. Faltam duas. Onde elas estarão? Opa. Uma perto do rio. Falta uma. Ali.
That should be enough for now. Let's see how Gav's getting on.
Uhum.
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Uhum.
Oh, you win. That might even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind if we have a chat? Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain. Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you.
Nossa, deu até uma emoção agora aqui.
Right. That's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
Right. Ready to go home, boy?
Uhum. Bem, não temos mais nada o que fazer aqui em Dalmáquia por enquanto. Temos uma missão secundária na Ala Perdida. Pra gente já pegar e fazer, hein? É aqui, né?
Good day to you, Sid.
Aqui.
The crystals we get from it.
We had to dig a new cellar.
Ah, Clive. Your timing is exquisite, as always. I have a concern which you may be able to assist me with.
Go on.
There are whisperings afoot of shadowy figures having been sighted outside the village. Rustlings in the undergrowth, suspicious noises. My people fear that they are being watched. It may be no more than a surfeit of nerves, understandable in the current climate, or it may be the prelude to something altogether more dangerous. Given what I hope you'll forgive me calling your nose for trouble, I wondered if you might investigate.
Vamos lá.
Of course.
Excellent. You might begin by speaking with the good citizens of Lostwing. Listen to their tales, and make what you will of them.
All right. I will.
E vamos falar com o pessoal então.
Right. Let's see what the people of the village have to say. find out if this is just nerves or something we need to take more seriously.
Uhum. E tem uma caça aqui perto.
You right, Sid? Something on your mind?
There is actually. Can I ask you something? Quentin tells me people have mentioned shadowy figures out in the woods. Have you noticed anything unusual?
Oh, that. No, sorry, can't help you. I heard the rumours, mind, from the lads working over at the vineyard, but none of them has seen anything either.
Right. Thanks anyway.
Tem um em cima da ponte.
Do you have a moment? There's talk of suspicious figures in the woods. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary?
No, but I've heard something. Sound of scraping metal, like someone sharpening a sword.
Where was this?
In Lorbert's Pass. Was out foraging for herbs when I heard it, screeching out from between the trees. Ran back here as quick as my legs would carry me, and I ain't been back since.
I see. I'll look into it. Thank you.
Vamos lá.
Lorbert's Pass is our best bet then.
Yeah. Passo do Lobert.
What do you say, Toggle? Shall we go and investigate?
Uhum. Em alguma região aqui perto, depois do passo tá a nossa caçada.
Ready, go? Run like the wind. You there.
Fuck! He's seen us.
Uhum.
Get them before they escape.
Sério que ainda tem desses daqui?
Here.
Sério?
What the hell are you doing here? What is it to you? Not that we give a damn. What matters to us is that you don't leave here alive.
Toma. Essa foi minha romazinha da Fênix. Pronto.
Why were they here? Are they planning an attack on Lostwing?
Não sei se é aquilo ali. Se for, é mais fácil vir pro rincão setentrional e vir pra cá do que fazer todo o caminho daqui. Eu acho que é isso. É isso. Sério? Uma coisa dessas ainda tá por aí?
This isn't gonna be easy.
Não vai dar muito XP não. Droga. Errei o punho. Pronto. Essa foi de boas. Foi bem de boas. Acho que agora... Um fica em Rosária, 2 em Rosária, 3 em Rosária. Tá 3 em Rosária.
Rest well. I know I will.
Esses 3 em Rosária limpa quase tudo, menos aquele que a gente não tem localização, então...
Good day to you.
The crystals we get from the
Clive, how goes the hunt for our sinister figures?
I found some black shields hiding near Lorbert's Pass. They're gone now.
Black Shields. The Empress's former bloodhounds. Though they serve another master now. One who means to root out and destroy both me and those I care for. And it would appear the pack has finally caught the scent of its prey. Damn it all. I had hoped I would have more time than this. More time to prepare. But if we are cornered, we have no choice but to bite back. And bite back we shall.
I'm sorry. You're going to need to explain. Who did the Black Shield serve now? And why would that person want you dead?
Because I want him dead.
Who?
The former Lord Chief Justice of Sanbreque. All that I have built here is for him.
I don't understand. Why him? Why Lostwing?
I suppose it is better that you know the truth. I was a member of the judiciary once. So sickened was I by the injustice of this world, I swore to fight it. And fight it I did in my own small way. I saw more than a few corrupt officials condemned to the very cells into which they had thrown blameless innocents. Men to whom the law was but a scourge to turn against the powerless. And throughout, it was the Lord Chief Justice who backed me, who was my one true ally in the quest to see justice done.
So what changed?
I discovered that he hunted bearers for sport. I was a fool to think he shared my hatred of venality and vice. His support for me was no more than a facade, a means of ridding himself of his rivals, a mask to hide the rot beneath. I filed suit against him immediately. His response, however, was rather more visceral.
Nossa.
He had my entire family slaughtered, and he faced no punishment whatsoever. I lost everything. My loved ones, my livelihood, my position, the faith I had once held that any modicum of justice might be achieved through the courts. So I set about enacting my own. I tracked down every soul who served him, and slit their throats myself.
Caramba.
The man himself proved an altogether more difficult target. With money and power come protection. And so I saw that I would need an army of my own. I came here to Lostwing and began recruiting like-minded individuals.
And everyone here knows this is why you do what you do.
Of course. They too have lost loved ones to the bearer hunts. Seen faultless friends sent to the gallows to spare the guilty. All under the watchful eye of the Lord Chief Justice. Our wounds are the same. And our cause is the same. We are comrades. And our revenge is already in motion. We know where he hides, how numerous and well-trained his guard. What we did not know until now, however, was that his plans may already be in motion too.
Quentin.
Our time is short. He may move against us at any moment, unless we move against him first. My friends and comrades, it begins. Make ready for war.
Ixi. Por hora. Eu acho que ainda vai ter coisa nisso. Ainda vai ter coisa nisso pra gente se meter. Certeza.
I'm not going to change his mind.
Talvez ajudar. Eu gostaria de ajudar. Tô indo pro lugar certo. Tô norte de Boa Angústia. Eu acho que é aquilo ali.
You deserve a rest. The hell is this thing doing out in the ruins?
Caraca. Vamos lá. Caramba. Vamos lá, Togo, me cura. Aí, consegui. Por pouco. Ah. É, ele deu um daninho com aquele avanço. Electron, exatamente o que a gente precisava.
From the ruins it came, and to ruin it returns.
Bora. Fica bem aqui. Foi irrompida. Só vim de Lago Leste e descer. A gente vai encontrar mais um.
You deserve a rest.
Ai, minha feitura. A grande ameaça. Derrote 10 ameaças notórias. Garra de Ivern. Tem aqui no norte de repouso de Marta. Vai encontrar o último dessa leva. Em algum canto daqui. É aquilo ali. Foi rápido. Caraca. Au. Não esperava menos do último do dia. Nível 35. Grupo de Minotauro.
Well, the locals will sleep easier without him at their gate.
É porque agora esse também remove. O único que a gente tem é esse rompedor de mundos. Que não tem nem a... como fala? A gente sabe que é um gigante decaído nas ruínas de Rosária. Eles estão investigando, mas não tem nenhum paradeiro de local. E é de ranking S, então eu vou deixar um pouquinho assim. Vamos esperar um pouco. Porque eu não sei que nível que isso daí vai ser, já que é ranking S. Então acho que já foi quase todos que estão disponíveis agora.
Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs.
Ah, ele vai precisar de tudo isso mesmo. De tudo isso que ele precisa. Ó, já tem coisa de renome já. É, conseguimos quase tudo. Só esse último que não.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Your benefactors are a generous lot.
Nossa, 470 de renome já. Concha Molusco Caveiro, Rosa do Deserto, 15 pontos de habilidade 800.
Here you are.
Aí vamos ter mais recompensa. Medalhão de Alto Clérigo. E mais renome.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
Gostei. Você acho que não tem mais nada, né?
Here you go.
Não. Já fizemos as missões secundárias. Então, opa, licença. Vamos falar com ele. Eu tenho que falar duas vezes. Tem que falar pela missão principal. Eu tenho que falar pra comprar o último pedaço que falta da roupa de Draco.
Blackthorn. Got everything you need?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the Stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
We should go out on maneuvers together more often. You know, it beats sneaking around on your tud all the time.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It will take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
Clive. So, what'll it be?
Entendi. Armas a gente não tem nenhuma melhor. Então... Sinto mata Draco. Agora nós temos o suficiente.
Should last you a good while.
Pronto. Mas também a gente não tem mais nada, né? Pra criar... Não, a gente acha que não tem mais nada.
And?
Reforçar também não, né?
Back, are ya? What do you want?
O melhorador dele fica mais forte. 10 e 10 de cada nessa daqui. Então... Caramba, a espada de diamante vai pra 165. Espada de diamante 2. Eu precisaria da espada de diamante primeiro, né? Mas eu não tenho pra criar a espada de diamante. Óleo serpalva. Depois a gente vai ter precisar de óleo serpalva pra conseguir criar essa espada de diamante. Mas enquanto isso, o que dá pra gente fazer é... Melhorador 2. Não dá mais pra... Tem mais muito o que fazer. Por seja... Pode falar com... Mid. Nossa, vamos por aqui, porque por aqui é mais rápido. Onde que ela tá? Ela tá no masmorra da Mid mesmo. Masmorra da Mid. Ai, ai. Agora sim, eu sinto que eu tô mais forte. Tá, por aqui não dá pra ir. Já dá pra encarar por um bom tempinho.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name? Right.
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust and protective hood. Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes.
Já entendeu
It's
tudo.
in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you. Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid.
Ela podia ter resumido tudo isso ao que a gente precisa fazer.
We'll meet you outside the ruins.
Ela falou tanto que a luz do meu quarto inteiro caiu. Sério, a luz do meu quarto inteiro caiu. Tipo, ela começou a falar assim. Eu só pensei, meu Deus do céu. Caiu tudo. Mas enfim, agora a gente vai precisar ir para... pegar mais coisa. Alguma coisa vai acontecer aqui. Provavelmente deve ser aquele cerco se fechando ao outro. Eu tenho a impressão que aqui é mais rápido. Então vamos vir pra cá. Provavelmente o cara deve estar, como fala, achando esse lugar. Então provavelmente a gente vai ver algumas missões secundárias. Ou uma missão secundária próxima disso. Eu espero. Das missões secundárias tem algumas que são muito simples. Vai lá, pega um negócio e tchau. Mas tem outras que tem umas historinhas legal. Então tá até que bem distribuído. Não tanto. Mas tá indo bem. Vamos.
Be safe.
Oh,
Então,
there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Of course. I'll be right back. Anybody home?
Alguém em casa? A criatura tá em casa? Não, a criatura não tá em casa. Ah, a criatura tá em casa. Ah, esse Zoe feio.
Time to go.
Over here. All yours.
Toma. Ou de vez em quando só fica atacando para. Que vergonha.
The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
Soltando vapor 2.
Come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. The shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding.
Caramba, tá complicado o negócio.
I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. but I've racked my brains and I just can't think what to do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Hippocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him, see what he makes of it?
Right away.
Vamos lá, falar com ele. Pedir conselhos. Eu não quero nada afundando, não. Ou seja, é bem capaz de... Opa, você tem coisa nova, né?
How may I help you today, Clive? Come to claim your just desserts? All yours.
Caramba.
All done?
Os 150 de renome, será que a gente consegue? Já dá pra ver que o jogo é grande. Mas enfim, com esse navio acho que a gente consegue pôr outro teco. E aí?
Hippocrates, do you have a moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine. Whatever will that girl think of next? What are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelisk complains that without a constant supply of... pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelisk might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company, too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive.
Soltando Vapor 3. Não, é a trilogia agora. Da missão. Vamos, meu filho.
So, Clive, who will accompany you?
Vamos com a Jill.
Very well. So then, what do we need to find?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
White chocobo eggs. Pepio nuts. Are you sure this list is right? Everything on here seems very edible. I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited. Effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now. Join me there when you're ready.
I will. Until then.
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia.
Vamos pra lá.
Now, where's Jill?
Onde que ela tá? Já achamos, mas eu quero ver isso daqui.
Keep them pilchards nice and chilled.
Are those Pepio
Ah, ela
nuts?
tá aqui, ó.
I can never tell.
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients each.
All right. What am I looking for?
How about you look for the Pepio nuts and some garlic? I'll find the other things we need. We can meet by the gate when we're finished.
Bem, se um navio afundar, pelo menos a gente vai estar bem temperado pros peixes e monstros marinhos. Pense nisso.
We haven't much, but you're free to look. I trust it's all here. You're always welcome here in Lostwing.
How the hell is anyone supposed to... What do you want?
Mais daqui.
Go on. Take it.
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
All anyone ever wants anymore.
Did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Garlic and Pepio nuts. Perfect. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to somehow turn all this into what Mid needs to keep her engine cool.
Mm-hmm.
But before we head back, would you walk with me a while? Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Mas agora ele é mais comportado.
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just... Oh.
You're right.
Não, ela tá tendo lembranças. Então ela não tá muito bem, não.
You're right. I really do feel like a child again being here with you. Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
Mm-mm.
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive. Well, I suppose we best be getting back. I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates and Talia. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will. You too.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Harpocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Talia how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
Que bom.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course.
Eu quero ver o negócio construído. Construído o mais rápido possível.
Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice just being with you.
Ela não morre.
It
Né?
appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Harpocrates.
Missão concluída. Soltando Vapor 3. O retorno.
Well, I'd better go and give Mid the good news then.
A gente precisa fazer mais alguma coisa? Vou por aqui. É porque eu quero ver o negócio pronto logo.
daughter's started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking. Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
No.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is.
Onde?
Let's take this outside.
Tá bom.
You get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
Eita. Ela tá animada. Eu também, eu quero ver logo isso. Tá uma enrolação do caramba pra isso ficar pronto. Só faltava a gente fazer parte da construção também. Algum tempo depois.
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
Já foi, faltam 3.
Sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Meu
Good luck to them, I'd
Deus.
say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
Agora é só esperar os outros 3 ficarem prontos. Então. Uma nova esperança, uma nova dor na coluna e no braço. No pescoço.
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the twins turned black, we might still have a chance.
É o plano B.
That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Caramba, tem mais coisa. Pô, esse capítulo aqui tá grande, viu? Não vou reclamar. Eu estou levemente preocupado. Será que vai ter outra guinada de turnos? De eventos? Não, é na masmorra dela. Volta pra lá. O que você precisa?
Here, Sid. Reckon you might be just the man to help me out of a bit of bother, if you've a mind to.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this alembic the chief's got me making. Lovely bit of kit it is. Bung in a solution you want splitting, and it'll separate it out, just like that. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities. And with some of the stuff we need it for, that ain't good enough. Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off. And that's where I was hoping you could help me out.
Tá bom.
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too. Distilling medicines and the like. Alright. Why not?
Proper job!
So what exactly do you need for this filter?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the chief. Gave me a
Cinzas de
sample she'd
bomba.
obtained from the university stores. Couldn't believe my eyes. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out clear as a mountain stream. So, I did a bit of reading about where I might be able to get hold of some. Do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind when they die, see?
I take it that's where I come in.
If you wouldn't mind. I saw a billet on the hunt board for one just the other day. Would have gone myself, but, well, fighting dirty great balls of flame isn't exactly my forte. You, on the other hand...
Alright. I'll see what I can do.
Ou seja, vamos ter que fazer uma caçada.
And a good hunting, eh?
Vamos ter que fazer uma caçada por ele. Use o quadro de caçada para localizar o Bomba Rex. E aí, Nectar? Relatos de bombas. Sim, é um Bomba Rex. Onde? A Moringa em Sambrek. Floresta próxima. Uma ruína de aeronave dos decaídos. Beleza, um ninho dos dragões. A gente dá TP aqui para o ninho do dragão. Essa primeira abertura. Vamos procurar a caçada imperial. Vamos procurar onde a criatura está. Onde está você? Aqui, né? engraçado. Tem alguma coisa aqui, mas não é o... Não é o que a gente busca. Tem uma estrada aqui. Vamos lá, Ambrósia.
Ready, go?
Acho que é aqui.
That'll do, girl.
É aqui. Só vamos.
What we have here? Greetings, Your Majesty.
Me chama de majestade porque, tipo, em inglês é Bomba King o nome dele. Não é Bomba Rex. Tome. Eu sei que você tem bastante vida. Aê. Deus, ameaça notária. Brasa de bomba.
Your reign is over. Now to collect the ash. This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more.
Vamos? Não pula. É pra coletar. Desgrampa.
That should do it.
Então, pelo que eu entendi, sempre que tem esse maisinho é que a gente vai desbloquear alguma coisa. Entendeu? A gente vai desbloquear ou melhorar alguma coisa. Então é bem importante fazer esse maisinho. Se a gente não tivesse feito o maisinho, a gente não tinha montaria.
There, Sid? How's that hunt for the bomb ash going?
I have it here.
That's the stuff. And plenty of it, too. Enough to keep the Olympic bubbling away for a good old while. You're a gent, Sid. Let nothing say otherwise. Right then, let's get this contraption up and running. Telemon Alembic. works just like the chief said it would.
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speaking of which, I still haven't returned the favor.
There's no need. The good it will do for the hideaway is reward enough.
Don't be silly. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your potions in. Reckon I could work some magic on that.
What kind of magic?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the Alembic that I reckon will make even the toughest leather supple as anything. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Save the hideaway a few gil. Ah, I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two more.
Vai aumentar a quantidade de poções?
It can't hurt to try, I suppose.
That's the spirit. Leave it with me.
Pô, aí sim.
Maybe a mo. Well, what do you reckon?
It certainly feels more flexible.
Right? Told you.
Thank you. I think.
No. Thank you.
É mais fácil ter feito uma nova maior, né?
Without you, we'd never have been able to discover wonders like that stuff I rubbed on your bag. And I'm telling you, there's plenty more where that came from.
Ciência bizarra. Bolsa de porções tratadas, necessário para aumentar a capacidade do inventário. Inventário aumentado. Bem, você obteve uma bolsa de poções tratada que aumentará a capacidade de carregar itens consumíveis. O aumento será da seguinte maneira: poções de 4 para 6, super poções de 3 para 4. Então as poções aumentaram 2 poções agora e uma super poção. Tônico robusto e litoderme mais um tônico agora a gente pode carregar. Oh, agora sim. E tem alguma coisa na mesa de leitura. Alguma coisa na mesa de leitura que dá pra gente dar uma bisbilhotada. Provavelmente uma outra missão secundária. Eu sei que essa parte tá grande, mas tá com umas coisinhas legais, tá com umas coisinhas importantes. A gente já aumentou a armadura. A gente já aumentou a espada. A gente já aumentou a quantidade de poções. Entendeu? Já só subimos o nível, né? Confidencial. Estou folheando os livros, caso o esconderijo a pedido do alto pode ser encontrado, talvez chame a sua atenção.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
Um mau pressentimento. Tem algo de errado com seu cão. Por que tem algo de errado com ele?
What could be wrong with Torgor? He seemed well enough when I last saw him.
Dor de barriga, tristeza. Eu tô com os dois. Não, não tô com os dois, só tô com tristeza mesmo. Pelo menos. Nossa, que... Eu esqueci o nome daquele mato, mas tá bonitinho.
Congratulations. But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at them. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
Tadinho.
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
Tá, agora eu tô preocupado.
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite. Which is certainly a new
Tá estressado.
She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within. And I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient.
Nossa, que fresco, hein?
After all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
É, o Totó tá ficando exigente. Não culpa ele. É comida, né? Fazer o quê? Ah, não culpo mesmo. Aliás, deixa eu... Antes de finalizarmos antílopes, anciões em Cressida, eu vou falar contigo pra gente ver a outra missão. Porque vai que a gente tem que ir pra outro lugar. A gente vai pros outros lugares e depois volta.
Did you get my letter?
That's why I'm here.
Fala baixo assim.
Otto won't be listening.
Is this better?
A outra tá ali só tentando escutar a conversa. Ela tá olhando assim.
It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders.
Por que isso?
Maybe my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square.
Coisa feia.
That square turned out to be more of a circle. Zero, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's going to take some time, and I'm going to need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
Vai tomar uma agora.
What a surprise!
So let me get this
Ó, foi a outra tá escutando tudo.
You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I hope he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well,
Toma.
who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame.
Nossa.
And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
Nossa.
Owe three of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each.
5 milhões pra cada.
Tossed the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Não tem grana suficiente pra pagar todo mundo.
Those ledgers were my responsibility, and it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the King's ransom we held him,
Ele ia dar com graça.
begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are. A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe, and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really? Do you think so?
No, I don't.
Se ferrou. É. Vamos lá, temos 2 lugarzinhos. Vamos vir aqui, porque aqui só tem aqui mesmo. Aí como aqui só tem aqui mesmo, a gente vai e faz, porque no outro lugar tem 2 coisas. Assim, pode ter passado 5 anos, mas esse lugar não mudou em absolutamente nada. É como se, tipo, a única coisa que tivesse mudado durante esses 5 anos que passou fosse, tipo... Se bem que esse ano não passou... Eu tô muito doido. Sério. Aqui passou 5 anos. Não, aqui passou 5 anos. E não mudou nada. Tá vendo como eu tô doido? Tá vendo como essa mudança de tempo foi meia... Só mudou o esconderijo.
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion.
Na verdade é a dívida.
Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the hideaway's debt with the veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the hideaway.
Olha.
My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that.
Vendo, a gente vai aprendendo umas coisinhas sobre o pessoal quando vai fazendo essas coisas. E aí? Então vamos lá, vamos entregar pra Marta e depois a gente vai ter que ir pra longe pra caramba. Pegar comida pro Totó.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A star, Ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do. Go will want to know the stones were delivered.
Agora você gosta... Opa.
If he's still with us.
Agora é o seguinte. Caramba, é longe pra caramba. Talvez se a gente vier daqui até lá a gente chega rápido.
Well, it's certainly quiet.
Chegamos.
If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place.
Né? A gente precisa caçar isso, senão o lobo come a Ambrosia. A gente não tem montaria. Tadinha da Ambrosia. Só isso, você? Ah, tem bastante. Caramba, que exagero. Não. Nossa. Pronto. Limpei.
Now.
Então.
Will it be enough, I wonder?
Tem que ser bastante, porque a gente matou bastante dessas coisas. Ah, agora sim, né?
I say that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsman our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy.
Mm-hmm.
You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
Agora vamos voltar pra cá.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
Explica tudo pra ela.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, aye. I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Pior que eu também tô ficando com fome.
Very good. Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty. And that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
Ou seja, ele absorveu um pouquinho de poder de cada um.
And if I'm not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
Aumenta levemente o ataque de Torgal. Aí sim. Ou seja, essa empreitada deixou o Torgon mais fortinho. Onde é que ele fica mesmo? Eu não me lembro onde é que ele fica. Aqui. Ó. Pô, ele já tá subindo bem. Acho que dá pra gente depois pegar e melhorar mais ele, se não me engano. Mas aí tem que ir fazendo as missões, né, pra isso. Tem a mesa de leitura, tem aquilo. Nossa, a mesa de leitura tem mais um negócio. E dessa vez é um upgrade. The Blackthorn. Obrigado por me ajudar em minha Blackthorn aquele dia, mas acho que ele está daquele jeito de novo. A julgar pela cara dele ultimamente, estou achando que talvez esse problema não seja só o couro. Será que tem outro demônio rodeando a cabeça dele? Se for me ocupar da próxima vez que tiver livre, talvez possa perguntar para ele.
Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case.
Casa de Ferreiro 2, ou seja, acho que a gente vai ganhar mais receita de acessório. Então, antes disso... tô preso. Não é por aqui não que eu saio. Eu preciso voltar a falar com ele, mas é mais rápido eu já ver o que ele quer aqui. A gente ganhar um acessório melhor é melhor ainda.
Not really, no. This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, that you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, you've got a keen eye, I'll give him that. It's just, well, Karen showed me something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. The edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you?
Nah. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword.
O que você sabe? Eu acho que é a espada melhor que a gente vai ganhar.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I
É que é
am,
tipo
yes.
katana?
But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh. And he's a touch eccentric, if you take my meaning.
I appreciate the warning.
Ou seja, vamos ter que ir para Dalimil, mas antes de ir para Dalimil, eu vou entregar aquilo ali e depois eu vou para Dalimil.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Nossa, agora tá vindo uma enxurrada de missão secundária.
Still alive, I see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Uhum.
Ah, about that. I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Oh, wonderful. I hope you have better luck than I did.
Meu Deus, um leve atrás de item. Caramba. Pô, tem umas secundárias que irritam, porque é muito vai e volta, vai e volta, vai e volta, vai e volta. Caçamba. Tô aqui eu de novo.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you like my hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the Hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You won't mind,
será?
would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
Agora quer ver que a gente vai ter que ir pra lá. Ah, foi automático.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's
Nossa,
wages.
sério. Abre a boca, eu vou falar agora.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
Nossa.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy soul couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to, I forget where. But having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that, on account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me, just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction, and I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather goat were at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
Vai ter que aprender muito.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine.
Mais uma lembrança pra gente colocar lá.
For the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Retorno. Cálice do Cid. Ai, ai. Agora é só ir dali mal se não tiver nenhuma missão secundária. Porque provavelmente a gente ganha espada. Chama?
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid
Nossa.
for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
Nossa, bem simpático esse, né? Sinta simpatia, assim.
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. Thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
E a gente vai ter que achar isso.
Stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen? Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power.
Eu quero a espada.
Want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamil is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Eu acho que é mais rápido a gente vir por aqui. E aí, Ambrósia.
Ready, go?
Vamos por aqui? Vamos. Ah, voa, passarinha, voa. Odeio escorpião. Odeio, odeio, odeio. Eita. É, tem que contornar aqui. Vocês fiquem aí, porque eu quero me interessa lá. Não vou perder meu tempo brigando com um bicho que não dá XP. Porque esse capítulo aqui tá grande pra caramba. Vamos otimizar as coisas. Eu acho que é ali. A gente já vai ter que dar um jeito nisso daqui. Como assim, inimigo derrotado só com Z1? E o resto?
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamel.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right. Speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins. It is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow.
Aí é ruim, né?
There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself. And a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
And there are many other collectors out there.
Too many to count. but only one do I consider my nemesis.
Eita preula.
Lord Byron Rosfield, and is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again.
Ainda bem que ele usou um terceiro nome. Né?
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
Uhum. Será que ele vai ter alguma espada nova, alguma melhoria, alguma coisa? Eu quero muito ver o que que é. Pra gente terminar logo essa empreitada. Muito mais fortes. Muito mais da hora. Muito mais cheio de grana, muito mais cheio de XP, muito mais cheio de tudo.
Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword then?
I did better than that.
A whetstone?
Yes, but not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent will be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the curse breakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthean steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something much better.
Isso mesmo.
The curse breakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I'll be working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one, August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
He'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the materials.
All right. I will.
Casa de Ferreiro 2. Esquema da Excalibur. Projeto da Excalibur desbloqueada. Vamos ver o que é preciso para fazê-la. Eu já tenho tudo. Couro de Grama Queen e brasa de bomba. Vai aumentar 18 de ataque e 33 de... como fala? De atordoamento.
No scratches, right?
É, não tem mais muito o que fazer não. Mas essa... Oh, essa Excalibur ela aumenta?
So, will it be?
Não, eu acho que ela não aumenta, não. Mas ela é melhor do que todas as outras. Agora eu gostei, foi um upgrade bom. Muito bom.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
E a espada é bonita, viu? A espada é bonitona.
Here's everything we've received and everything promised.
Medalhão de Alto Clérigo 1. E por enquanto não dá pra gente. A gente vai ter que ir para os 850.
Alright, Clive. Asterix. Mid finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off visiting her old dad's grave. No excuses now, though, eh?
Né?
She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
Nós vamos ajudar ela a terminar isso rápido.
She
Olha que espada linda.
Clive. Were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
Uhum. Vai até o convés.
Obeleth, have you seen Mid?
Yep. In a boat, going that way.
Then I'm too late.
You in a hurry at all, are ya? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rowed off. Oars going like the clappers. Got some life in her, ain't she? But anyway, I was on my way up to see you, as it happens. Got a letter for you.
Uma carta?
By the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post-bleeding haste. And you're here now.
Thank you, Obeleth.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, uncle?
Meu querido sobrinho, minha jornada para Canver foi um completo sucesso. O amigo que eu havia mencionado não apenas concordou em compartilhar o conteúdo da caixa forte dele conosco, como também os acontecimentos da Cidade Livre. E assim eu soube de esforços de uma certa jovem amiga sua. Embora eu acredite que o projeto da senhorita Talamon seja valiosa enterprise, duvido que as autoridades canverianas aceitem gentilmente o uso não autorizado de seus estaleiros, não importa o quão desertos estejam. E se o boato já chegou, meu amigo, pode ser que não demore muito para os mestres das guildas baterem em sua porta. Por isso que lhe escrevo o bilhete. Gostaria de pegar emprestado seu amigo Clive para 1 ou 2 luas, para que ele possa ficar de olho naqueles que possam fazer mal à nossa pequena irmandade e nos avisar de qualquer ataque iminente. Espero que você considere essa proposta. Seu querido Byron.
Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
Uhum.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Don't be so hard on her. Got to admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in, all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards. All right.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
Né? Não seja uma desculpa pra vir quando ela não pode. Uma grande calmaria, teremos alguns probleminhas para emprestar Gavi ao tio Byron. E é claro, vamos visitar o antigo esconderijo. E quando será que vai ficar pronto esse navio que não fica pronto? É o que nós vamos ver nos próximos episódios. Eu espero vocês lá. Então, se gostaram, deixa aquele joinha que é só clicar ou comentar falando o que você achou, compartilhar com os amigos, que é muito importante. Se não for inscrito no canal, já aproveita e se inscreve, ativa o sininho para receber a notificação dos próximos vídeos. Muito obrigado e até o próximo.